What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Like always, like and subscribe, leave a comment down below, hit the notification bell, all that stuff. Today gonna do a quick video talking about Star Wars: The Courtship of Princess Leia. um right off the bat, this book was a 10 out of 10. It was freaking awesome. It was the witches. Let's just get to some stuff here. I'll tell you in a minute how you get to the witches, but the witches in the book is everything that should have been done in the show The Acolyte. Like, The Acolyte just felt so bad on their representation of the witches and their uses of the Force. This book got it right. It was just so much better. I mean, I can't even. I mean, some people are going to be mad and they won't even watch the video any further but The Acolyte, the witches were cringe. In this book, the witches were great. Okay, so what we have going on here is Han and Leia are, or Leia's in this system in the galaxy called the Hopon system, 63 planets. All the women are like, the men are like their servants. The men are inferior, so they have a queen that runs all these planets, and Han shows up there to, meet with Leia after the long war. This book takes place immediately after X-Wing Solo Command, so it's basically like a sequel to that one. But when Han gets there, he finds out that Leia's being gifted all these things from the Hoppies, or whatever you call them, and one of them is the Queen's son, and the Queen wants her son to marry Leia, and basically for Leia to take over as queen of this system, and this would be beneficial to the new rebellion. It would help out big time. So Leia's in this conundrum. She loves Han, but she's slowly starting to fall for this queen's son, Isildur. So Han devises a plan. First, he goes and gambles and wins the deeds to a planet called Dathomir, a planet that Luke is unknowingly being drawn to as he searches for the old Jedi documents to learn about the history of the Jedi, to begin training other Jedi. So Han devises a plan to basically kidnap Princess Leia. So that's what he does. They fly to go to Dathomir, but when they end up there, they find out that Admiral Zinji from the Wraith Squadron series, the trilogy that we just finished up, he is there with his humongous armada of just star destroyers and different Imperial ships. So they get taken out, and the Chewie, 3PO, and Leia and Han crash land on the planet Dathomir. So, but they end up going into the hands of the good witches, and the good witches like Leia, they like Han, and they're finding out things and all this stuff. You find out a good deal about the witches and their history, which I don't think you even get that in the Acolyte. You get no like background about them. I don't remember. The show was, we had one episode left. She said we didn't finish, but I was like, we made it to one episode left. But no need to watch that show when you could just go back to these great books. Oh, and this book's by Dave Wolverton, by the way. And let me just say, his writing is so smooth. It flowed so good. I absolutely love this book. I mean, it was a solid 10 out of 10. So they crash land on there. The whole time, Luke goes to Hapon, or the Hapon system, and they, Isildur, the Queen's son, tells him, yeah, Han kidnapped Leia, and Luke's like, what the heck? So Luke, R2, and this dude, Isildur, they go to Dathomir now. When they land, though, they come into the clutches of a young witch who is also from the good side, but she's out hunting, and what the witches hunt for on this planet is for their mate, for their, like, basically, they just whack them upside the head, and now you're their little sex slave, is what they are. I mean, she told Luke, like, she called it, she thought he was a male witch, and she was like, yeah, you're gonna serve me and bear me daughters. And Luke's just like, not knowing what to do in this predicament. He's trying to play it cool because he feels there's something evil there, and that's what they end up coming across. They're called the Night Sisters, the bad ones, and they're basically like Sith almost, very powerful with the Force, very strong. So they have to navigate all this, and it's just hilarious, the little bit of interactions you get between her name's like Tinanel or Timamil or something, between her and Isildur and Tinanil, and between her and Luke. And the whole time you're having Isidore, he's now having a conflict because he's in love with Leia, but he's also fallen in love with this witch that's basically like, and she tells him to his face, she's like, I don't know if you could serve me because you basically suck. Luke's better because he has like, he has the Force in him. So all that's going on in the book. And then another thing that's cool, these witches train the Rancors. You know them. If you've only seen the movies, it's the big monster that Luke kills down when he falls into the trap in Jabba's palace in Return of the Jedi. And so they trained them, and basically the Rancors are like knowledgeable sentient beings on this planet and can communicate with the witches. So but there's a lot of devastation that goes on when the battles finally hit. And oh my god, the battles in this book are amazing. Like, it's pretty sick. Like, and here's a spoiler alert for how the book comes to an end. There's a couple of things in the ending that were just lackluster, but the way Luke, like, basically he makes himself become three people with the Force to work the Millennium Falcon, because Han has to turn himself into the Night Sisters, because the Night Sisters have a prison with 3,000 not bad people imprisoned from across the galaxy, and they're just starting to kill him because they want Han Solo, because they want Admiral Zinj to trade them a ship to get off the planet for Han Solo. So he does the right thing, but basically his plan was he took a thermal detonator and he was going to blow them all up with him. If he was going to die anyways, he was going to take everybody out with him, the Night Sisters and the Imperials that came down, which was General Melvar. But anyways, yeah, that spoiler, Luke turns himself into three people basically and just goes in there guns blazing and smashes into the Night Sisters after the main one, whatever her name was, Ginshadir or something like that, your most evil one. She was like breaking Han's bones apart piece by piece, torturing him. I mean, it's sick. Like, everybody's like, oh, I've read those books when I was kids, but these aren't kids' books, just so you know. I mean, if a kid wanted to read them, fine and dandy. There's nothing that crazy, but when they get violent, they're pretty violent. This one had some pretty good violence in it. But yeah, it was just an awesome ending. And then Admiral Zinj, here's another spoiler. I mean, most of y'all that are watching this, y'all have read these books. Admiral Zinj, he just dies. Boop. They get him. Han just, it's like, we're gonna cruise in there, and they get him. Well, supposedly he might not be dead, but it seemed like he was dead. They were pretty satisfied. But yeah, Luke just takes everybody out, and then so all's well ends well. Han gets back with Leia. There's an old, super ancient witch that's like the mother to the good ones, and she's like over 300. And she's like, I've been waiting for you. She told Luke, she saw into his future, and it's like, you're gonna be married with some kids and all this stuff. And Yoda had left the Jedi records with her for safekeeping until Luke came to her. So of course Yoda knew all. He always, that's what's just great about the connection in this expanded universe in these novels. It's just, this book was a beautiful book. It was a good book, and the ending was great. The ending ended with some great humor. There's a lot of humor throughout the book. The battles were great. I mean, it was a 10 out of 10. It was solid. I can't believe fourth book into May on May 6th today, and it was another solid 10 out of 10. So next book coming up, I was going to do Star Trek, but it'll still be there after this one. I want to go into the weekend reading this monster to try to get through as much as possible. I'm going to have to put some more tape. I started reading it at the beginning of the month, but the first 40 pages fell out. So I'm going to pick up where I left off on it, because I still remember what I was reading, and get back to it, and hopefully get as much of this done over the weekend as possible so I could get back to my next books on the TBR, which is, mostly Star Trek and Star Wars, and one Clive Barker book coming up next. But that's the video today, guys. Star Wars, The Courtship of Princess Leia by Dave Wolverton. It was a freaking awesome book. I absolutely loved it. I highly recommend this one. And I would say, if you're going to read the Thrawn trilogy, pick this one up and read it first. And because you get a little bit of a spoiler of things that are going to happen, that are going to lead up to the future after the Thrawn trilogy. So just a little bit. It's just a little bit. You got to catch it. But the book was great. I had an amazing time. Later.